Hey there, I want to talk about Persona 6, or I guess I should say the top 3 things I would like to see in Persona 6.
If you don't know, Persona is a spin-off from Atlus Megami Tensei franchise. You may not know about that, but I'm pretty sure you know of Persona 5 and its multiple spin-offs, okay? And that bomb-ass soundtrack. But what if I told you that game came out 9 years ago? Yeah, crazy. The only thing we had ever since was the remake of Persona 3, which is good, but I'm ready for a new entry and a new story. And new features that I think is a little bit overdue if you ask me. Persona team director Kazushi Wada explained why Persona protagonists are usually teenagers at a 2024 conference. And basically, this is what he said. Persona is a story about growing up. Such a setting can be most effective when it's used for students on the verge of becoming adults. Another big factor is that student life is something that most people have experienced, so it's easy to empathize with. Well, I tell you what, in this economy, most adults nowadays have a similar experience of financial struggle. Hell, there are even TV shows about it. Also, we all know what it's like when adulting gets complicated. Failed relationships, loss of jobs, divorce, nostalgia, and parental death. These are multiple themes that can be talked about and covered that I believe that previous games haven't or just really couldn't go in depth with. I mean, I could imagine a Persona boss just being like a huge house that's representative of an unpaid mortgage. Also, if you have an adult main character, you go on dates even more, get more intimate, and by intimate, I mean sex. If you ask me, the high school setting is played out. I also believe it reinforced the idea that basically the best days of your life are in high school. If you never heard that before, good for you. For some of us, high school is hell, okay? Torture, like being forced to watch Madam Web over and over and over. Also, turning to an adult doesn't stop you from growing up. In fact, I would say growth that happens in adulthood is in some ways even more difficult than high school. Also, humans don't stop growing just because they're not longer teenagers. I'm pretty sure we all know some adults who can use a stern talking to.
What the dude? Don't touch me!
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Dude, what the Why are you here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
Just because we're leaving high school doesn't mean we have to leave school. People tend to forget that college even exists. If you ask me, college is even better than high school because the only bully is the tuition costs, okay? Unless you get a FAFSA, then it's just perfect. Imagine just building up social links with the FAFSA office. A lot of hijinks could come out of that too, alright? Also, the next time you date a higher up, it won't be as weird, like in Persona 5 where you're basically a teenager dating a teacher and she's doing maid work, but okay. Persona 5 is still a 5 out of 5. Also, there's the opportunity of joining a frat. I could totally get down with the idea of a frat leader becoming an antagonist in the game who does dangerous hazing practices that kills a student and you have to take down the frat leader. Also, with college, you have more time management. You could pick when you take your classes. This would give the player more control of their time and make them more mindful of how they spend their time. If you take too many days off of school, you'll lose your intelligence. But if you don't take enough days off of school, you'll lose your ability to grow and grind your personas, in a dungeon crawler or whatever dungeon crawler they're gonna have. The current Persona calendar system, you basically attend school 5 days a week, all the time, except for like holidays or seasons. When things like this happens, it can make the game feel repetitive and a drag, especially if you're just trying to skip the days for the next big event. It would also make the more player cautious about when to go to school and how to take days off, because it just might be not the best idea to not go to school. Or it might be the best idea to go to school. Now, if they add a college setting and being an adult, that also mean adult hobbies. The first thing I've always realized and always kind of thought was pretty weird, why was we never able to make our own fashion choices? I mean, Persona art directive perspective, they are crazy with the drip, alright? Even the character design, even some of the personas got good drip, okay? We should definitely be able to go to the clothes shop and dress up the MC however we want, okay? You want to look like Guy in New York City? You want to go a little southern, or you want to be super artistically weird fashion show? You know what I mean? I want all the options. A lot of people will be posting up their clothing outfits on the internet and sharing design tips all over all social media. Okay, it would bring a lot of people together. Maybe the character can go to therapy and increase one of his social stats. I would say emotional intelligence, something, to take into consideration. Now, knowing Atlus, the therapist is going to be pretty hot, but I would say not to make your therapist a dating option. That's a little too unprofessional, but hey, freak it. I mean, it's up to them. Another main hobby that I'll love to see is going to the gym. Yeah, that's right. Increase another social stat by doing some pull-ups. Also, if you're lucky, you get to pull some gym girlies, all right? Muscle mommies to date. Come on, Atlus. Give us some muscle mommies. Well, that's all the things I want to see in Persona 6. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe.